Hey everyone, it's Steph with Tiny's Garden coming to you from Zone 5B on today, August 10th, because the queens have finally arrived, my friends. That's right, my first dahlia has bloomed, and actually I have two. I'm not sure which one came first, but I'm going to say it's brown sugar because I like her just a little more. So I want to show you those today and then just give you an overall dahlia update, how they're doing in my raised cut flower beds versus in my containers. And I have to say, containers are looking a lot bigger, more vigorous again this year than in the beds. But we'll take a little stroll and check out the queens today. So come along with me. Real quick, I just want to mention, do you ever have those times when you just need like the calmness and stillness and beauty of your gardens? Like, I'm surrounded by my raised beds right now. I've got some beautiful zinnias in front of me, some gorgeous lisianthus beside me. My dahlias are getting ready to explode, and I've been with a sick baby all day. My son has hand, foot, and mouth, and sometimes you just need this. Am I right? It's healing. It's healing. And Axel comes in and says, I need him too. I need you too, huh, buddy? Huh, buddy? Spoiled already. Okay, so kicking off, let's start in the back with these back raised beds. Here are the two that have bloomed first. And as I said, we have brown sugar right here. And just look at this structure. Really nice, firm petals. A gorgeous, gorgeous kind of cranberry-ish, smoked cinnamon-ish type of color. And the petals are very, very firm, but it should open even a little bit more as well. Just a really beautiful flower. And then back here, we have a pretty yellow. I don't think it's an ugly yellow. I think it's pretty. Is Golden Scepter. And this has a more open structure. You can see the center, and there's a very, very, if you look closely, a very faint reddish color coming through the center, which is pretty. So I'm looking forward to seeing more of those. Brown sugar so far is taking the cake, but those are the only ones, guys, and it's August 10th. So I think everything's just a little late this year. But let's take a quick look at the rest of them. We do have buds, so that's encouraging. Breakout is on the end here. That's one I'm most looking forward to. I really want to compare that one to Cafe Olay this year. And then I want to show you some with buds on it. You can see I've got some growth, but they're not super tall. Here we can see a bud. So we've got some buds, but as you can see with the growth, not super tall. This one's actually one of the bigger ones, which is Penhill Watermelon. And I need to stake some of these up. I've got the stakes in, but I don't have them staked yet. No buds on that yet, but it should be coming soon. And actually, I did not pinch this one. I'm just realizing that. Everything with a red tag has been pinched. So that whole one was, and then maybe one or two in here. And I could still come in and do it, and I might, but Penhill Watermelon right there. That's why this stalk is a little bigger. I do have some holes, some that didn't make it. That was the Kelsey Annie Joy spot right there. And then over here, this one's about ready to take off, and it has been pinched. This is the Sierra Glow. You can see the red flag is there. Really nice, tall, upright structure. No blooms yet, but we're getting close. Some buds back here. And this one, let me double check. This one is Joey Morello with those buds. So we're getting close. Again, some growth back here. This one is Alamode. That's a fun colored one, kind of a peachy and cream. These back here also have good growth. You can see where this one was pinched in there. right down there, and then the 2 stalks that came from that. So those have quite a bit of green on them, but no buds yet on those 2. And back here, this little one with the bud right there is Leo Gelito. This one's more like a highlighter yellow, so we'll see how I like that. And then this one is Arabian Nights over here on the end, which does have a bud. A few buds actually, as we look right there. So shouldn't be long. Shouldn't be long. If you're new here, this is my first time with these raised cut flower beds in the back. And I'm not 100% sure they're getting enough sun after this first trial year. Although if you look one little bed behind this front one, the zinnias and the cosmos seem to be loving their life right in that spot. And this is really not much different. So I'm just going to give it a little longer. It was a colder spring and I think everything is a little backed up. I really hope they work because I don't want to have to do much moving around, but I've said this before and I think it's still true. I think I'm going to have to move 1 or 2 of these to the west side of the house. So we'll see. We'll see. But speaking of the west side, let's go look at some that are in containers up there. Real quick, I'm standing on top of my zinnia beds. Look how fun these guys are. They're taking off. I'm a true zinnia fan now, everybody. True fan. So fun. Those big ones right there are the giant salmon rose, Benari's giant salmon rose, and I love them. Okay, coming back here, we have 2 that are in containers, and you can just tell there's more foliage. They're a little more vigorous looking. No buds yet, but these are just planted in these containers, which aren't that big. I'd say maybe 12 inches. And they have growth like this. This is the west side of the house. So you can see the difference there in the growth pattern. Then up here, we've got another one in the pot. Let me see if I can. No, that's from tulips. Definitely not Carnival Day Nice tulips. I don't know what's in here. But again, you can just see it's put on a lot of growth, a lot of foliage. Already fairly tall, will grow even taller. So it's doing well, and this is the west, slightly northwest side of the house. Really vigorous growth. And then I've got some that I planted later. That was in a video. And obviously these are not even as big as the ones in the back. But it looks like the ones in the corner here that are getting more west are doing better. And there's a bunch of different varieties in here. But we've got some growth coming, so I'm going to give these more time and see what happens. And then I have a trio here of HS Date and HS Flame that is in the ground. And they're doing pretty well. I have buds on that one there. So hopefully we'll get some blooms soon. That one has been eaten a little bit. But these are doing okay. They're in the ground and they get some west sun. So I think that's why they're doing okay in the ground here. However, isn't that foliage really pretty? It's really dark. It's, I would say, like an obsidian, almost black, very green black. So when those orangey red blooms come, that should look really striking over here. And now we're in the front garden beds, and this is always a gamble because these face pretty much north, and when all this fills in right behind me, it gets less sun. But I did have like 1 or 2 blooms last year, so I tried again. But I'm not sure, guys. Not sure it's gonna work. Let's take a look. So I just tried for 3, and it doesn't look terrible. Looks pretty healthy actually, but there's just not a lot of growth there. That's 1 past the bee balm that is out of its prime now. And down here is 2. That one has some discoloration going on. And then last one up over the hydrangeas past the sweet peas is this one, which also actually looks pretty good. Again, not as much growth Not as vigorous as the ones in containers. So we'll see what these do this year. And I'm just realizing down here, these silver gumdrop euchera have put on more little buds. They're flushing out again. Those are pretty. I need to get out here and do my part 2 of the perennial garden video because things are looking pretty alive out here. Pretty alive. So that is an update on how my dahlias are doing. We do have the first bloom. I repeat, the first bloom has arrived. I'm excited about that. I'm a little, what is the word? Is disappointed the word? I don't want to say disappointed because I feel like we're not at the conclusion of this year yet, but underwhelmed? Can I say I'm underwhelmed with my queens? That sounds like a sin. I think the word is apprehensive. I'm a little apprehensive that I'll have the same productivity that I experienced last year's with a bunch of my dahlias in containers. I surrounded my whole patio. I'll link the growing dahlias in containers video below. It is my most popular video, and I had a huge success with that last season. And so far, it's pretty lopsided in containers versus raised beds or the ground, which one has been more fruitful for me. And by the way, that's containers. So we'll see. There's still some time left in the season. And this season was a little different. Like I said, things got started late, but comment below and let me know what your experience is so far with your dahlias. Some people around me I've seen have been cutting dahlias for a while now, which is why another part of me thinks the raised beds just aren't getting quite enough sun. I planted those on May 22nd. So it's not like I got them late. You know, the ones in raised beds have been in there a while. I'm just awaiting. So do please comment below and let me know what your experience has been because it's helpful for me to kind of gauge where I'm at here. But that's the update, everyone. It has been so nice and peaceful to get out here and just kind of walk around and show you that. So I hope you enjoyed it as well and got something out of it. But that is it for us here. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to my channel to follow along with all things garden. And we'll see you in the next one. As always, happy planting, everybody. Bye.